Welcome back to Oathbound Gaming. Today we're looking at the Gunner class in Elyon, or Elyon, however you want to pronounce it. I am Greg, or Necrage from the Orenthal, whatever you want to call me. We're going to go through every single skill for this class, the Gunner. We're going to look at it all. We're going to look at the skill attributes. We're going to see what this class is made of. And hopefully this helps you decide what class you're going to play, because I'm doing it for every single class. So check out my other videos on this channel if you have not. A lot of Elyon content, and also Guild's recruiting. Check below. The Guild information will be there if you ever want to join the Guild. Let's get started here. So the tab skill for the Gunner. Loads of power shot that enhances skills for dual pistols and rifles. It recovers 100 energy on use. 20-second cooldown. Decreases the remaining cooldown of dual pistol skills by 20%, and increases the power of skills that use rifles by 15%, and activates the special effects of certain skills. Very cool. So, first skill, we'll look at speed shot. Continuously fires multiple rounds at once to deal damage. Recovers energy by 3 upon hit. Modifiers for it. Activates an explosion every time the skill hits the target 10 times to deal 100 power as physical damage. Changes the bullets to electric ammo and increases power by 15%. Deals an additional 30% of damage to enemies in freeze or deep freeze states. Increases the number of strikes by 2, striking a max of 3 enemies within a 5-meter range around the target. The damage does not split even when it hits multiple targets. Hurled speed shot. Changes speed shot to a skill used in place and removes the energy recovery effect. Attacks by firing bullets that do not split their damage and track up to 5 enemies in front of you when using the skill. Tracking bullets consume 9 energy and deal 52 power as physical damage per shot. Decreases target's move speed by 50% for 1 second. That is a massive modification to the skill. That is really cool. Alright, let's go with the... Let's go with this one that makes it explode. Let's take a look at this one. By the way, this character is very strong. It has a lot of gear. So, grain of salt with this. Very, very strong character. A lot of good gear on it. So I know it looks like this character is doing an incredible amount of damage. These enemies are much lower level than this player. And the gear is really good. So, sequential puncture. Loads piercing rounds into your dual pistols and fires continuously. It also does stiffen. Let's see, what do we get? Use the skill very quickly. That's a hell of a description. Enables it to be used while moving. Applies an additional sequential puncture of the same range upon use, firing a total of 2 sequential punctures to the left and right. Increases the power of sequential puncture by 20%. Okay, let's do that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Electric shot. Fires electric rounds that leaves hit targets with residual electricity that deals additional damage with other attacks. Deals 20 power as electric damage for each hit from a gunner attack. Deals an additional 30% of damage to enemies in the freeze and deep freeze state. Creates a plasma shot that deals a ground targeted attack to where all targets hit by electric shot are located, dealing 25 power as electric damage every second to 5 enemies within a 2-meter range for 6 seconds. Changes a skill that applies sleep to a single target for 4 seconds. The sleep effect is removed upon taking a hit. Power shot. The sleep duration changes to 2 seconds upon using tranquilizer shot when power shot is applied, but it won't be removed upon hit. Explosive electric shot has a 10% chance to strike down on targets with lightning bolt every time electrocute is activated to deal 85 damage. Let's try that. Let's try that electric shot. I'm pretty sure... Huh. Did it not work? I don't know how this one works. Electrocute. I don't think it actually hit him. 10% chance to strike down on targets with lightning bolt every time electrocute is activated. Let's try this again. Nothing. Electric shot. Fires electric rounds. Hits targets with residual electricity that deals damage. So we want to get the target electrocuted, and has a 10% chance to strike down on targets with lightning bolt every time electrocute is activated. Ah, I see. Did not know how this one worked. So Ah, so you do have to hit them with additional attacks for Electrocute to actually do additional damage. And now we have the chance for that to strike down with a lightning bolt as well. It's really cool. From each hit from a gunner attack, so you hit them with this, and then you hit them with a lot of follow-up attacks, and you see that lightning bolt strike down for the additional damage. That's cool. So fast attacks would do more electrical additional damage. I like it. Grenade Lob throws a powerful grenade that stuns. Changes Grenade Lob into a lock-on skill and throws grenades with the same effect to a max of 5 targets. The stun effect disappears when the biochemical bomb thrown by Grenade Lob hits a target, but it deals 56 nature damage to the hit target and a max of 5 enemies within 3 meters and creates Toxic Smoke Field for 6 seconds. Toxic Smoke Field deals 120 nature damage to a max of 5 targets every second to a 4-meter circular range and decreases move speed by 80%. Can use the Biochemical Explosion skill upon entering the same skill key within 6 seconds. Toxic Smoke Field explodes upon using the Biochemical Explosion skill to deal 200 nature damage and airborne to a max of 5 targets within a 4-meter circular range. That's a lot of text. Changes Grenade Lob to Ice property. Applies 50 ice damage and deep freeze for 3 seconds to a max of 5 targets within a 3-meter circle when the grenade succeeds. Deep freeze. Crowd control for 3 seconds. Let's go with the Poison Grenade. Is that it? It looks so dull. Oh, I think it has to hit to do the smoke thing. Let's see. Yeah. Use it again. Okay, that I like. But you have to hit the target. Doesn't just leave a smoke field, so you can't preemptively like put it in a funnel or anything like that. It's got to actually hit the target. That's pretty cool. Missile. Launches a missile that follows enemies until it hits the target. Temporarily inflicts knockback every time missile hits a target. Changes missile into fire ammo to deal fire damage with 20% increased power to a max of 3 enemies to a 1.5 meter explosion area. Then continuously inflicts fiery shard for 10 seconds to deal 20 power as continuous damage every 2 seconds. 6 stacks max. Increases critical hit rate of missiles by 30%. Decreases cooldown by 1 second when it activates a critical hit. Let's go with the fire, boys. Very cool. Missiles! Have I not been looking at the purple skills? Did I miss them? I did. Let's go back. Sequential Puncture. Changes the skill effect range to a fan shape. Increases the power by 50% and decreases the energy cost by 30%. Damage does not split when it hits multiple targets. Nice. Electric Shot. Changes into a skill that loads electric rounds and removes the energy cost. Using the skill loads 30 electric rounds that are used every time damage is dealt to targets to deal 20 power as electric damage. Has a 5% chance to activate an electric magazine in the target's surroundings for 5 seconds each time an electric round is used, and additionally reloads 20 electric rounds when an electric magazine is obtained. Electric magazine can also be obtained by allies and grants effects to yourself when obtained. A max of 100 electric rounds can be loaded. Wow. Grenade Lob throws a smoke bomb, increasing its cooldown by 50%. Removes the stun effect that is activated when it hits a target, but instead deals 50 power as physical damage to targets and a max of 5 enemies within 3 meters of the target surrounding area. The target's surroundings and activates smoke bomb for 3 seconds. Increases dodge by 600 if the caster is inside the smoke bomb. Then the missile increases the power of missile by 20% and fires 3 additional shots, shooting a total of 6. Very cool. Well, now we're going to Snare. Evade and attack while throwing a snare at the same time to entrap enemies. It's good for PvP. Bind. Changes snare into frozen snare to increase its power by 20% and inflict ice damage and freeze to a max of 5 targets within 3 meters of the target's surroundings. Freeze. Immobilizes for 3 seconds. Changes snare to electric snare to deal electric damage and apply stun instead of a bind for 3 seconds to a max of 5 targets within 3 meters around the target. Deals 30% additional damage to enemies in freeze and deep freeze state. Increases damage taken of snare by 15% during the duration of bind. Creates the snare around the point of impact and resets cooldown upon obtaining the snare. The created snare can be obtained by allies and the effect applies to you when acquired. Use Shift Evade. Using Shift Evade throws the snare in the opposite direction. Deals the same damage as snare and inflicts bind when it hits a target. That's really cool. I like that. Change the snare into a frozen snare. Let's try that out. Cool. Useful for PvP, right? Boot. Advances rapidly to the front while inflicting boot multiple times. Cancels active skill and temporarily immobilizes. Stun, shield destruction, so it'll stop block. Covers energy. Changes the second blow from a multi-hit attack to a single-hit attack to deal 150 powers damage and push enemies far away. Changes the first blow into a targeting skill to dash at the designated target while dealing damage and increase the skill's power by 25%. Can be combined with Spinning Boot within 3 seconds after the second blow to deal 250 powers physical damage and inflict airborne to a max of 5 enemies. Resets the cooldown of Boot upon using Evade. Increases the stun duration of Boot skill by 50%. That's pretty good. Alright. Damn. Piercing Mortar. Gathers powerful energy from your rifle to fire a single power shot that pierces through all enemies within a straight line. Power shot can be used instantly without any casting time when using Piercing Mortar. Ooh. When Piercing Mortar is used, it activates a fiery wall of the same size in the location that it was used for 8 seconds. Fiery wall lasts for 8 seconds and deals 87 fire damage to a max of 7 enemies every second. Changes Piercing Mortar into Electric Piercing Mortar, increasing power by 30% and inflicting stun instead of knockdown to a max of 7 targets for 2.5 seconds. Deals 30% additional damage to enemies inflicted with freeze and deep freeze. Using Piercing Mortar leaves a slight gap on the left and right of the existing range to deal additional blows. Uses the power of Piercing Mortar by 24% and fires 2 shells of Piercing Mortar consecutively upon use. So, let's go with the electric one. We'll go with the electric one. So there's a charge up one, electric one. Okay, so that means you could combo it with the... Do I still have that on? I don't. Screw it. I was gonna say we can combo with the freeze, you know, and then do additional damage with the electric mortar. One thing though, this ability here, you'll see this says power shot, can be used instantly without any casting time. If we use this power reload, it's going to get that additional damage and the modifier for it. So if I use this, I should be able to instantly cast that. For the most part, it was pretty quick. Can be used instantly without any casting time when using Piercing Mortar. Power shot. Let's compare that again, how fast that was. Too bad this cooldown's so long. Otherwise, it would be a lot easier to do. But, a lot easier to test, I guess. So we can make this snare. Oh, that's the electric one. That's not a... We need freeze. I like the combos in this game. You gotta, like, think about how things are gonna work. So, yeah, it's definitely a lot longer. Interesting than if you use power shots. It's more damage and quicker. Uses a rifle to fire a power shot into the air that fragments into smaller rounds when it explodes and rains bullets down on the ground. Increases move speed by 80%. Increases the remaining cooldown of all skills by 0.5 seconds every time Bullet Rain activates a critical hit. Activates a circular bombing field with an 8-meter radius in the caster's location. Deals 160 power, has physical damage to a max of 7 enemies, a total of 5 times, and temporarily inflicts hit enemies with Stiffen. Installs 2 bullet rains above and below. That's such a weird way to describe it. What do you mean above and below? Further and closer. Fires a steel mortar to drop shells at the designated area, dealing 500 power as physical damage and inflicting stun on a max of 7 enemies. Circular bombing field, 8-meter radius caster. Increases the remaining cooldown of all skills. And I don't have any good modifiers unlocked, but let's use this one. It'll activate it at our location here. So if we use this, Stiffen's nice, man. I can't move. Evasive fire. Do somersaults with agility to evade enemy attacks while shooting them at the same time. Increases dodge while active. Deals a total of 6 blows in a downward direction. Can be combined with spinning evasive fire within 3 seconds after using evasive fire. Spinning evasive fire moves 12 meters in the direction of the entered direction key and deals 60 power as physical damage, a total of 5 times to a max of 7 enemies within an 8-meter radius of the arrival point, and inflicts them with stiffen. Increase the power of evasive fire by 35%, can move freely while using the skill and fires a total of 4 shots farther and farther to the front. Decrease the stamina cost of evasive fire by 25% and activates an explosion in a location that was fired at to deal 200 power as physical damage to a max of 5 enemies. Let's try this one out, because I noticed I never tried this. It said in the direction. So, yep, in the direction that the movement key is pressed. So I can go forward if I want. I should be able to go backwards. Or towards me, I guess. At an angle. Nice. Alright, reset skill attributes. We're going to put a new set of skills on the bar. Let's go. Arcane shot. Explosive leap. Combo shot. Barrage. Timed. Oh, I just ran combo shot off. Barrage. Did I try that on the bar? Oh, I got speed shot on there. Alright. And then timed mortar. Alright, first one is bombardment. Continuously fires your dual pistols to the front and your surroundings. Stiffen, dual pistol exclusive, consumes energy, does not split damage. Changes bombardment to electric bombardment, increases power by 10% and has a 5% chance to deal 50 electric damage with a lightning bolt on every hit. Deals an additional 30% damage if the target is frozen or in deep freeze. Immediately throw successive grenades to within 10 meters of your surroundings when using bombardment's second combo skill to cause explosions. Deal 150 power as physical damage and inflicts stun for 2 seconds when grenades explode. Changes bombardment to a skill that spins while shooting randomly. Removes its combo skill and decreases the cooldown by 25%. Deals 78 physical damage and inflicts stiffen on a max of 7 targets within a 10-meter circular range of your surroundings over 8 sessions. Increases the power of bombardment by 50% and causes an explosion of the same range 1 second after use. Creates an explosion field that lasts 4 seconds after the explosion, dealing the same damage as bombardment every second. It's pretty nice. We have people fighting on the left side over there. Let's go with... Do you want to check the grenades out? Let's check the grenades out. Pretty flashy, no? Let's do the... Let's do this one. It's cool. Mine planting. Plants a landmine that lasts for 30 seconds beneath the caster's feet. The last landmine explodes immediately when stepping on it. Changes the mine planting skill to install claymore mines. Decreases skill cooldown by 50%. Activates an electric explosion in a fan-shaped area in the front to deal 150 electric damage and inflicts stun for 3 seconds when it hits a target. Deals an additional 30% damage if they're froze or in deep freeze. Changes into a stackable skill. Doubles the size of landmines created with mine planting and creates a bullet rain that has the same effect as bullet rain in the explosion area. Changes into a targeting skill that is installed beneath the target's feet to explode after 0.5 seconds. Increase the power of landmine by 100%. Ooh, I like this one. It's pretty cool. I like it. Plasma shot. Fires 3 consecutive plasma rounds. Fires 3 consecutive plasma rounds, pierce through enemies, and pushes them back while midair. They need a little adjustment of that text there. Deals additional damage if they're frozen and stuff, which is good. Changes plasma shot into a high-angle plasma round that creates a fixed plasma shot that lasts for 3 seconds when it explodes, dealing 50 power as electric damage to a max of 5 enemies every time it hits a target. Plasma shot tracks a designated target for 4 seconds and changes to a projectile that deals the same continuous damage as plasma shot. However, knockback is removed. Plasma shot explodes when the skill is used once more, pulling in a max of 5 enemies towards the center of the effect range while dealing 200 powers electric damage. The plasma shot explosion has a 100% chance to activate critical hits in the rear. However, the knockback effect is removed for the basic plasma shot. Plasma shot leaves a slight gap to the left and right side to fire one additional plasma shot of the same size at each side. Increase power by 50%. That one looks cool. Let's try this one here, though. That was strong. I'm going to try that one again. Strong skill. So if I use it again, it'll pull enemies in. Alright. Sequential rifle fire. Holds a rifle in each hand and continuously fires while alternating between left and right. 20 energy per strike, decreased move speed. Changes into random rifle fire, which has a 10-second cooldown and consumes 15 energy with each shot. The rifle shoots randomly at 3 circular areas 12 meters in front of you when charged, dealing 125 power as physical damage to a max of 7 targets within a 3-meter circular range. When the charging ends, shoots additional explosive ammo to 300 power as physical damage and inflicts airborne to a max of 7 targets within a 4-meter circular range. That is a lot of text. Increase power by 10% and changes its property to frozen. Inflicts frozen shot effect when it hits targets and inflicts freeze to a target when frozen shot reaches 3 stacks. There is your freezy attack right there. It's how you freeze enemies and do a lot of extra damage with all these electric attacks like plasma shot does a ton of damage. If you can get some freeze going on there, hit them with the plasma shot, a lot of additional damage. Fires 5 bullets that spread out in a fan shape by consuming 60 energy for each and moves 5 meters to the rear. Increasing the firing speed of sequential rifle fire by 80%. Let's try this one. Oh, that's cool. It's a lot of energy. Do a frozen shot too, right? Oh, skills on cooldown. We gotta wait. Let's do freezy. Freezy shot. War turret. Calls a war turret, lasts for 15 seconds. The turret deals 55 physical damage to enemies within a 14-meter range and applies knockback. Turrets are affected by the stats of and level of the summoner. Need a drink. So it lasts for 15 seconds. Changes the designated summon range to 6 meters and inflicts a knockdown upon taking a hit. Changes it to a stackable skill 2 times. 2 turrets, twice the fun. Changes the skill to summon a movable turret. It gets legs, yo! Summon a bomb turret and increases the summon duration by 20 seconds. After bombarding enemies located within an 18-meter range 3 times, it moves, then rapidly bombards them again 3 times. Bombs deal 250 power as physical damage to a max of 5 enemies within 4-meter range. You know we're doing the 2 turrets, right? Double turrets, double the fun. Get him, turrets! Arcane shot. Gathers arcane to inflict a focus attack on a single area from 3 directions. Stuns as well. Changes to frozen property and applies the frozen effect to enemies hit by the skill for 3 seconds. Applies deep freeze for 3 seconds if freeze succeeds in all 3 directions. Frozen immobilizes and freeze is a crowd control like a stun. Changes the cooldown to 26 seconds and fires 1 additional time after the initial shot. Fires 3 plasma shots forward upon skill use. Wow, look at that knockback. Increases the power of arcane shot by 50%. Can be used while moving quickly forward in the same direction 5 consecutive times. Inflicts stun for 3 seconds upon 3 hits. That's strong. I'm gonna go frosty with this. him with the plasma. Come on, come get the landmine. Yeah, if you change this one to this, so you hit him with the freeze, then use the plasma shot, pull them all in. That's big damage. A lot of extra damage with that freeze. 30%, right? 30% additional damage. I like the combos. Explosive leap. Fires powerful explosives at the ground with your rifle and uses the recoil to leap forward a great distance. Also increases your dodge while active. Decreases the cooldown of explosive leap by 50% when used within 5 seconds of an evade skill. Summons bullet rain to the location explosive leap was used, dealing damage equal to the effects of bullet rain. Apply stealth for 5 seconds upon using explosive leap. Hey buddy, come get me. Ah, he knows. I like this class. Oh, it's starting more stuff. It's picking fights with everyone. Look what you did, turret. You got me into fights with everyone. Come on. Okay. It's pretty nice. And while you're stealth, you can do like everything. I did it. If you haven't seen the assassin video I did, I'll show it again here. The assassin can go stealth for a long time, but I won't get into combat because I won't be able to do it. But watch this. Oh, damn it. Wrong keybind. But yeah, you can do that. You can mount while stealth. So when you're the assassin and you're stealth for like 30 seconds about, give or take, you can mount. You can like leave the zone by the time your stealth wears off, pretty much. Try that again. Stealth, mount, peace. You can just leave. Pretty crazy. Alright, combo shot. Aims at a target once and fires your pistol 6 times. Sliding is available after 6 combo shots. Move 7 meters in the designated direction, dealing 56 power as physical damage to the enemies in your path and applying stiffen. Evade all attacks while the skill is in use. Increases dodge by 350. Changes combo shot into a fan-shaped area attack that attacks a max of 5 targets within a 15-meter range in front of you. Targets hit with combo shot combo skills. Targets hit with the combo shot's combo skill sliding are inflicted with stun for 1 second. Increase the firing speed of combo shot by 50%. Changes combo shot to sliding. Consumes 3,000 stamina upon skill use and deals an additional 182 power of damage by creating a sandstorm on the path you traveled. Firing speed. Not a bad skill. Not a fan of the slide into melee range, but you'd have to combo it with something else, you know, to you know, could be explosive leap, whatever you use to get away. Barrage. Jumps up in the air and continuously fires rapidly with your pistol, then inflicts a finishing smite with your rifle. Changes the property of barrage to electric to increase its power by 20%. It has a 5% chance to strike down with lightning bolts to deal 50 power as electric damage to a max of 5 enemies within 2 meters of the target's surroundings. There's 30% additional damage to enemies inflicted with freeze and deep freeze. Changes barrage to lock-on skill, allowing you to use the skill up to a max of 5 targets. Barrage can be combined with an additional bomb combo skill for 3 seconds during use, dealing 350 power as physical damage and inflicting knockdown to a max of 5 enemies within 2 meters of the target's surroundings. Skill can also be combined while mid-air. Changes Barrage Final Blow with the rifle into a timed mortar that is only inflicted on targets that have been hit. Timed mortar increases damage taken by 15% for 3 seconds, and it explodes when the duration ends to deal 206 physical damage and inflict airborne to a max of 5 targets within a 2-meter range. Whew. I'm gonna go with the bomb combo. Ooh, that was a big hit. Long cooldown though. Big hit though. Cool. Timed mortar. Fires a timed mortar that focuses its firepower when then explodes when it hits a target. Increases damage taken by 10%, explodes when the duration ends, dealing 206 power as physical damage to 5 targets within a 2-meter range and applying airborne. Changes Time Mortar into a lock-on skill that can be used on a max of 3 targets. Instead of a circular area, Time Mortar explosion range is changed into a shape that crosses 2 meter by 10 meter straight lines into an X. Deals double the damage to targets in the center of the explosion. Change Time Mortar into timed Deep Freeze Shot, activating an explosion on a target after 2 seconds. The explosion deals ice damage and inflicts deep freeze to a max of 5 targets within a 2 meter radius, 2 meter circular range in the target's surroundings, and it crowd controls for 3 seconds. Increases the cooldown of Time Mortar by 50% and increases the number of Time Mortars cast on a target to 3. One Time Mortar shell explodes every 3 seconds to deal the same damage in effect. However, damage taken increased does not stack. Let's try the X. It's not too bad, especially in a large-scale world PvP. We got 4 abilities left. Let's do it. Oh, skills on cooldown. Precision shot. Use your rifle to aim at enemies and attack them with precision. Wounded, cannot heal while active. Precision shot. Increase the critical hit of all rifle skills by 3%. 10 max stacks. Changes to a non-targeting skill and fires long-distance, non-piercing projectiles. The projectiles apply physical damage with power increased by 20% to a max of 5 enemies within a 2 meter range around the hit target. After 3 shots, it fires a large missile for the 4th precision shot to deal 200 power as AoE damage to a target in the 3 meter area around the target. Fires buckshot to deal 162 power as physical damage to a max of 5 enemies within an 8 meter width in front of you and temporarily inflict them with stiffen. Consumes 25 energy each time the skill is used and activates a shield in front of you to decrease the damage taken by 10% plus 100 and grants immunity from all crowd control and harmful effects. Does not recover energy while the skill is active. That's insane. Doubles the speed of consecutive shots. Bam, 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 bam. Let's do this, 3, 4. Oh, there's the mortar one. Cool. We could just continue that thing. Just keep going. That's pretty cool, precision shot, and it recovers energy on use. I like that skill. Homing shell. Use a laser to aim and fire piercing rounds at enemies with precision. Cancels shields, it ignores evade, doesn't splinter, or splinter does not split damage even when attacking multiple targets. Resets cooldown upon defeating enemies with homing shell. After using homing shell, it can be combined with homing bomb. Leaps to the rear when using homing bomb, dealing 350 power as physical damage to the targeted enemy and a max of 5 enemies in a fan-shaped range in the back. The damage does not split even when it hits multiple targets. Power shot. Shoots an additional bonus fire equal to 350 power if homing bomb is used while power shot is active. Changes homing shell. Is that a typo? Honing shell. Oh, I'm getting hit. Changes. Oh, it is honing. I'm thinking it's homing, like homing in. It's honing shell, which is a word too. Enabling it to be used from a distance of up to 24 meters. Wow. Enables honing shell to be cast instantly. I keep saying instantly, but like I noticed, like they're not really instant. Let's try this one. Oh, apparently it's hitting that target. Wow. That's some damage. Call war drone. Leaps in the designated direction and calls 2 war drones that last for 15 seconds. Increases dodge by 350 while active. The war drones deal 100 physical damage when attacking, vulnerable to ranged attacks. Applies focus command to attacking targets. Increase all damage taken by 10%. Changes the skill that summons a frozen drone. It calls the frozen drone in place that moves to 15 meters in the direction of the enter direction key. The drone shoots freeze lasers towards the caster that deals 80 power as ice damage when it makes contact with enemies and inflicts freeze when it hits the targets 3 times. Summons an electric drone that repeatedly deals 150 power as electric damage 4 times per target and a max of 5 enemies. To a max of 5 enemies within a 7-meter range. Targets hit 3 times or more are inflicted with stun for 2 seconds. Increased power by 30% against targets that are frozen and all that good stuff. Removes the evade effect and changes it into a stackable skill 3 times with a 15-second cooldown. Calls drones randomly to a designated area. Huh. Increases the duration of drone by 50%. Increases the number of drones called by 2. That's a lot of drones. What do you think? You know, I want to... Let's try the basic drone. Go, go, little drone lasers. Ooh. Pew, pew. These little dudes are fun. I like them. They're cool. The freeze thing, that's pretty cool too. That could be very useful in PvP. Arced Mortar. Fires a powerful mortar at a high angle. Stiffens, temporarily immobilizes. What do we get? Increased power by 20% and changes to electric damage. Create an electric field that lasts for 4 seconds when the shell was dropped. Where the shell was dropped and deals 97 power as electric damage to a max of 5 enemies every second. Deals an additional 30% of damage to freeze and deep freeze targets. 1 second after firing, the shell that deals 168 power as physical damage splits into 5 to bombard the ground. Using Arced Mortar allows for an unlimited use of arced tracking bombs with 200 power that track a max of 5 hit enemies for 4 seconds. However, it adds a 0.5 second casting time and consumes 70 energy. Changing into a skill that is used in place decreases the energy cost by 30% and launches Arced Mortars at very high speeds. Let's go with the Electric Mortar. That is not the skill I wanted to use. There we go. That's some damage, huh? That's all she wrote, guys. That's it. Let's try the Freezy drone. 1 second before we leave. Freezy drone. Go! And then electric. Combo electric. Boom. Ooh. Freezy drone lasts for some time, huh? Well, that's it, guys. That's the end of the video on the skills. That was a lot. There's a lot of skills there, right? So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you like that stuff, throw us a sub, a like, all that good stuff. If you're looking for a guild for Elyon, Elyon, however you pronounce it, or any other future MMOs, hit us up. Take a look at the video description. Oathbound. Yeah, all that good stuff. Join us in Discord if you have any questions. Always happy to answer. I'm always happy to talk in voice chat. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Skiddat!